Hello, now you can hear me. That's so terrible. I'm so sorry. It wasn't. There was no sound before. Thank goodness I fixed that. What is up? How are you guys all doing? And this live stream is all about the PlayStation 4. What I was saying earlier is this controller is still connected, so it has the red light bar. That indicates like what player number you are. So blue is 1, red is 2. I'm not sure if green is 3 or 4. Kind of a neat little feature. This light is actually really bright, like kind of blinding almost if you look at it. But the good thing is that you're rarely ever seeing it because it's normally facing away from you. I'm trying to just make sure that I'm live. Let's see. Okay, good. So we're live and everybody's should know about it. What? Hang on. Okay, I think so. We're live now. You know we're live now. Everything's good. Alright, so basically I'm taking questions all about the PlayStation 4. Games, opinions, little intricacies, menus online, PlayStation Network, fun facts about the system, games. I have my games here, so if you want to see what's up, then here they are. So we've got all the games that I have and can play and have been testing out. Lego Marvel, Madden 25, Assassin's Creed 4, Need for Speed Rivals, NBA 2K14, Killzone, Shadowfall, Call of Duty, Ghost, Knack, and Battlefield 4. I think that's all I'm going to get. The only ones I'm missing are Just Dance, FIFA, NBA Live. NBA Live looked like a freaking train wreck. It looks nothing like NBA 2K14. But I have basically been playing with the system now for about, what, 1, 2, 3 days or so? 2.5 days? 3 days? And I feel like I have a really good grip on it. I've been loving it so much. My overall impressions, just to give them to you right now, are that it's freaking fantastic. It's gorgeous. The system itself is really snappy, really smooth. I personally have had no problems. So, like, a lot of people have reported issues either with the HDMI ports, overheating, super loud fans, stuff like that. That's really kind of odd. But I've had no issues. It's all been smooth sailing for me. The thing is very quiet. It connects perfectly via HDMI. It works on my TV, on my monitor. I've had no issues also with freezing or lag in the system. Granted, working right. There we go. I did download Injustice Gods Among Us on the PlayStation Store and played that. So that worked fine as well. I heard some people having issues like, oh, I was downloading Knack and then it got all laggy while I was playing and downloading. I can't comment on those issues because it's never happened to me and most of my games are disc-based. PlayStation Store has been down a lot and PlayStation Network has been down kind of frequently as it kind of just acclimates to the huge wave of people who have the system. So that's understandable, and that's something I guess you just kind of have to be expecting. Someone asked on Twitter, by the way, if you're just tuning in, you can find me on Twitter. That's where you're going to ask questions, twitter.com/GhostRobo. Follow me there. That's where I post about all the videos, what's coming up, the schedule for the day, and you can also ask me questions. I try to respond more on there now that Google Plus has made everything crazy in the comments. So definitely follow me there. Ask your question. If you want to get featured in the live stream, hashtag AskGhost would probably be best because we're going to turn over to questions in a couple minutes. Someone asked, Blake asked if you could see my shirt. This is it's called Rookies. It's the 3 starters from the new Pokemon X and Y game. What do you have? Froakie, no, this side. Froakie, not Delphox, what's his name? Fennekin and Chespin. Fennekin doesn't really look like Fennekin unless you like focus in because it looks like these are his hands. They're more his feet. I don't know. He's like running at you. Froakie looks good, and Chespin looks really good. But anyways, it's by artist Carrie Fry, somebody Fry. I have a couple of her other shirts as well, and she does a lot of Pokemon stuff. That looks really good. Okay, so Douglas Shapiro, big fan of the GhostRobo Army for years, says, how much of your system hard drive has been taken up by the games I have? You know, downloadable games, something like Injustice Gods Among Us, take up a lot of space. So that one about between 20 and 30, I don't remember the exact number. Stuff like Killzone is like 50. When it installs on your hard drive from a disk, it's less. So I think like when I was installing NBA 2K14, I want to say it took up like 9 gigabytes. I don't know. They do take up a sizable space, and that's probably the most worrisome thing about the system so far is that the hard drive at 500 gigs, like, well, that's pretty good considering like what the Xbox 360 and PS3 started with. But I think they're going to offer a terabyte SKU in the near future. Maybe a year down the line, they bump up a bigger hard drive system because, of course, most people aren't going to have 30 games or something. But like for me, when I play just about everything and record everything, I'm going to have almost all of them on my system, and I don't really want to delete them and have to re-put them on and back and off all the time. So in that case, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to either buy a separate hard drive and put a new one in. That's really the only option, is to get a separate hard drive and see what that does. Let's see. Trying to get some PS questions here, PlayStation questions. Pip asks, was an easy transition moving your PS3 username over to PS4? Now, I personally switched my username because I wanted something more GhostRobo-ish. People took, I couldn't believe this, so get this. GhostRobo has been taken. GhostRobo Z has been taken. Ghost Zach Robo, the GhostRobo. Everything is taken. I couldn't believe it. I should have grabbed those a lot earlier, but I didn't. So I didn't transfer mine over, but I did go through the process of what you would do, and it's very simple. It pulls everything real quick. It has to sync your trophy data. It gives you some new options if you want to connect your Facebook page, which for me I don't do because I'm not really big into Facebook, and frankly I don't have that many friends. But if you are, and like you have a big friend base from there that's going to be getting a PlayStation 4, it's really cool. It pulls your profile picture, it pulls your information. You can post to Facebook. Some of that stuff is very expected now, social media integration, but what I like about it is it personalizes your profile more. I think they designed the profile page a lot better. I thought it was pretty sloppy on PlayStation 3. I don't even really like the Xbox one that much, but this one feels like a nice page. They got your big avatar or Facebook picture up top. They have, your name, your PlayStation username that people like find you from, you appear in games, plus also your name that you can set. So you can be, Michael Jordan, and then your username is like the best bowl ever, and that's fine, and people can see both of them. It organizes your activity, what games you're playing, the trophies you have. It's really pretty and really easy, so that's a good question. Kel Swag says, what PlayStation 4 exclusive are you most excited for? This is an easy question. The answer is Infamous Second Son. I'm sad to see it get delayed to March the other night at the PlayStation launch event, but that game looks incredible. I swear, you're not going to believe this. It's probably hard to believe. It's hard for me to believe even. As good as like Killzone looks, as good as like Knack looks, or NBA 2K14, or Need for Speed Rivals, I'm telling you, Infamous is the best looking. Infamous is better looking than those. I've seen Infamous be played in person at E3. It's better. It looks, it's magical. I don't know if it's because it's in third person. So like take Killzone, but then put it in third person and give yourself much more of a wide view, and maybe that's what makes it seem really incredible. I don't know. Plus, I'm not used to seeing games in that style look that great. We've played first-person shooters that are borderline incredible. Metro looks super good on PC. Battlefield 4 looks really good on PC. And Killzone and Shadowfall fits right in with those, maybe a little bit better in some areas. But Infamous, I've never seen a game in that style look like that. Let's see. A lot of people asking the question, so I'm not going to answer a specific one about this, but am I staying with PS4, switching to Xbox One? Well, my plan all along was to get both, and that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm a huge gamer, a huge fan. I want to bring you guys the best coverage possible, and so I'm getting both systems so I can cover them both, review them both, tell you about the games, tell you what I think is the best. I've been making videos along the way giving you my input on whether you should get a PS4 or Xbox One, and now after I play both of them, I'll be able to give you guys a great, like, Christmas wish list version of that guide to say which one is really the best now that I've played both of them and experienced all there is to do. Right now, PS4 is sitting very pretty. I really like it. Listen to this. As somebody who loved Xbox 360 much more than PlayStation 3, granted, I'm a huge Last of Us fan, Uncharted, God of War, but I like the Xbox 360 a lot more. I like the interface, I like the controller. I'm really so much on PlayStation 4 that if Xbox One can't deliver in a huge way, I could see myself making PS4 my primary system. Now, my only issue with that is that my profile and gamer tag and gamer score on Xbox 360 is so much bigger than PS3. I sort of hate to give up those achievement points. I have almost 60,000 or 60-some thousand achievement points. I've had that profile for years, and I like the consistency there. Trophies just don't appeal to me in the same way. I've not that like a huge achievement whore, but I do sort of like it. That's right now the only thing I fear letting go of for PlayStation Network is my gamer score, because all my multi-platform games in the past were there, and it feels like I'm restarting if I start playing them all here. But I can tell you stuff like NBA 2K14, which I never before would have played on PlayStation 3, feels so good. This controller is just, it's really a beast. It really is. The touchpad even is accurate. I love the way they use it in Killzone. It's very subtle, and it's probably unnecessary, but it gives you access to more buttons at a quicker pace. So, for example, you control your drone by swiping up, left, right, down on the touchpad. So up gives you like attack mode, left gives you right gives you zipline, left gives you shock, down gives you shield, and that might seem like, oh, what's the big deal? You could just press a button, but in the past, what that would be is like you'd have to hold the modifier, so like L1 plus the D-pad or something. Now you can have the D-pad be straight for specific uses, L1 be for specific uses, and the touchpad be for specific uses. It can basically be 4 extra buttons without clogging the controller up, without making the other buttons small. So far, it's kind of a seldom used but smart addition. I'd like to see if any games can figure out more better ways to use it. Right now, it's used kind of in minimal fashion, but in a good way. I'm appreciating what it does so far more than I thought I would. I still don't like the look of the front of the controller. I still wish that there was either, I don't know, something down here or more, because I still don't like how it goes from like dark to gray down here and these circle platters for the buttons. But functionality-wise, it's amazing. Even games like NBA and Madden felt really, really good on it. Let's take some more questions here. Let's see. A lot of people asking about Watch Dogs. I am excited for that. I will be playing it. It's not out till, who knows when, first half of next year. Let's see. Jonathan asked a good question. How fast is installing games? It's pretty fast. You can start playing before it's fully installed. Downloadable games have taken a while just because I think PlayStation Network is overloaded right now. The first day I got it, the update was so fast, and I downloaded Resogun, which is great, really, really fast. And that was a nice surprise to see how quickly it went. Now PlayStation Network's been having some issues, so who knows. But installing from a disk is really simple. You put the disk in, it instantly starts installing. You don't have to like click install because they're mandatory now, and because it's required. It'll let you start playing a little bit of the way through, and maybe remove some features. So NBA 2K14 does it really cool. What it did was, it started installing, and like I said, this one has a pretty sizable install. For example, this tells you that you need 50 gigabyte minimum, but it does not take up 50 gigabytes. So these numbers in the back are not indicative of exactly how much it takes up. Maybe they're recommending that much space based on what you could install. I don't know, but this is only like 20 or so gigabytes, or something like that, 10 to 15, I don't know, and it's telling me 50. Anyways, what it does is, it starts to install and allows you to instantly jump in and play a game. Of course, it's default team, so it's like Miami Heat versus San Antonio Spurs, which of course was the NBA Finals last year, and it lets you play that game. You don't really have access to the pause menu or to much, but you're playing, and then when you can see in the bottom the progress bar installing. As soon as it's fully installed, you can then quit that game and jump back, to the full experience. But it's really cool that they're letting you dive right in just a few seconds after dropping the disc, and it's not like, sit there and wait. Sometimes I would want to install, say, I don't know, let's just pick something, Fallout New Vegas, because I wanted faster load on 360, or Mass Effect 3, I don't know. And you'd have to wait, 5-10 minutes at the home, interface screen for it to install, and you're like, this sucks, I want to play, I just got it, let's go. Here they let you jump in really fast, and both systems do this, so I think that's a really nice new feature. Let's see. Yaggling Fish asked, does it lag a bit? I haven't noticed any lag. I've had no issues with lag. Like I said, my PS4, fingers crossed, thank goodness, has been functioning perfectly, and I'm really, really enjoying it in just about every way. Ben asked, what do I think of Need for Speed Rivals compared to Most Wanted from last year? I really didn't like Most Wanted, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if it was just I was burnt out on that kind of car game, if it seemed too plain, or if it something just stuck out to me. Rivals feels really good. It's so visceral. First of all, the graphics, I think, in Rivals are maybe the best on the system. Second of all, it controls like a charm. These triggers do so much. Racing games feel so much better on PlayStation 4 triggers than they did on PlayStation 3. Man, they're actually like triggers now. They're not just like squishy bumpers. So it controls like a charm. It plays like a charm. I love getting back to the cops and racers balance, and having to crash into guys as a cop and unlocking the sweet cars. They look so pretty. The environment is really cool. Lots of like seaside areas, forest areas, city areas, so that's been really fun so far. I'm excited to dig in more to that. If you're just joining us, welcome, welcome. Talking all about the PlayStation 4. If you have a question, go on Twitter, twitter.com/GhostRobo. Ask it there, #AskGhost, and I will look for you guys and answer anything you want to know about the PS4 since I have the system and a pretty sizable stack of games. Let's see. People having, again, HDMI problems. I haven't been having any at all. Let's see. Moly Magic. I believe you can use your PlayStation 4 camera mic as the mic instead of the headset. Now, the headset that comes with it is very basic. I showed it in my unboxing video. I don't have it right by me, but it's basically an earpiece, like a headphone, and then a mic on the wire. So it's almost like the Apple iPod headphones, but just one of them. It's pretty tacky, to be honest. I would much rather have a nice headset. But yeah, you can use the PlayStation camera. A lot of people, I don't think, know that, and so there's lots of instances of like muffled noise or random sounds in games, multiplayer, from people not knowing they're talking. That's a little bit weird. I'm not sure, though. I don't think that would work as a I don't know. Maybe it would work as a long-term solution, but it's going to get the whole room sound. I think ultimately, once they start releasing headsets that are substantial, you're going to want to get one of those. Nate asks a great question. Ghost, what is something that you would add to the PlayStation 4? Looking at it, it has a lot of really nifty features that you might not have even wanted before. So, like, for example, that fast install is really good. That's something I wanted before, though. The interface is just really snappy. It zooms back and forth really fast between, like, settings and gameplay. What I love most, though, is that you can get out of the game instantly and go change your settings. You can get out of the game instantly and go check your friends list. You can get out of the game instantly and go browse the PlayStation Store. Pain in the butt on Xbox 360 or even PlayStation 3 when you'd have to, like, oh, I want to change settings or I want to do this, and, like, oh, you have to exit the game to do that. Like, that's such a bummer, and here they remove that. It functions much more like a PC where you can have multiple things running at the same time. No worries. Just, like, minimize it down, and then you pull it right back up. Bam. Instantly right back in. I swear it's instant. I made a video talking about my top 5 favorite features, and this was number 1. Go watch it for yourself. The instant nature of that PlayStation suspend feature is incredible. So you're playing Killzone, boom, boom, oh god, I gotta go check something, or I got a message, or I have to, I don't know, whatever. And then when you hit the PlayStation button to go right back into the game, bam, it's right where you left off, seamless. There's no delay, there's no lag, and loading up games is really fast as well. So what's something that I would add to the PlayStation 4? Gosh, there's a lot of really, really good stuff in there, and I'm trying to think what they left out that would be, nice. It's really hard. It's a really nice system. Connect, I haven't really messed with yet, so I can't say whether that's something they should have added or not. I'm gonna have to come back to you, Nate. That's a good question, but I can't even think. Let's see. Pickmaniac says, is the PlayStation 4 backwards compatible? Unfortunately, it's not. So not only will your PS3 discs not work, but you can't even transfer over, like, downloadable games. There's some that work. Flower, Sound Shapes, not much else. So even like, oh, I want to bring over the downloadable games. No, it's basically a whole new PlayStation Store. Just a little odd. I don't know. Let's see. LFC Ines. Do you think it's fair that USA got the PS4 before Europe? I don't think it's fair, but you guys have a good thing coming to you in just a couple of weeks. So hold tight, hold your horses, and you will be rewarded. Let's see. Immortal says, favorite feature so far on the PlayStation 4, use Twitch instead of YouTube, much better. I'm going to be using Twitch for games. I just have to set it up and get it working right. It's been kind of a nightmare to get PlayStation 4 recording and all that right. The setup has been insane. I'm just using a lot of weird methods right now. But yes, I plan on streaming on Twitch. And like I said, favorite feature is that suspend feature. I don't know how useful it will ultimately be for me, but I think it's so dang cool. It's so impressive and very indicative of how strong the insides of the system are, that it can snap back and forth so fast without any lag, any chug, any loss of ground or frame rate or anything. Let's see. Josh says, any advice on what games to get with my PlayStation 4? Really thinking of getting Knack. Well, so far, I've played about an hour of Knack, and it's better than it's... I don't know if I'm crazy, but all the games so far seem better than the reviews have stated. And I don't know if that's because people were stressed out or if they're jaded or what, but I'm really loving a lot of the games. Like Killzone, for example, it's way more fun than I think reviews give it credit for. Knack so far has been more engaging than reviews are giving it credit for. And maybe it's like I'm just so excited with the PlayStation 4 that it's so cool to play a game with such pretty visuals and experiment on the controller, but that's part of the fun. Like, everybody's going to have that. Like, you're going to be blown away by the graphics, you're going to love the controller, so I think it's fair to take that into consideration and say, hey, these games are pretty good games, and then they're enhanced by, like, brand new, just so excited. You know what I mean? Like, that makes it a lot of fun. I think Killzone is a really great game. If you're not looking for a first-person shooter, I would definitely recommend NBA 2K14 and Need for Speed Rivals. Can't go wrong with either of those. I'll have to play more of Knack to give you a final take on that. I don't know if it'll get repetitive or not. So far, though, it's pretty darn charming. Let's see. Tiger wants to know if I like the graphics of the PlayStation 4. Most games. I will say this. I think when you first turn on the PlayStation 4, you'll be blown away. If you play like Killzone or Need for Speed, NBA, even Knack, Resogun. After a little while, you're like, this might not look as good as I thought. But the reason is this. It is a jump in quality more than it is a jump in actual visuals. And what I mean by that is, like, when we went from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2, think how blocky it was in PlayStation 1, and then it got so much less blocky. When we went from PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3, think how much less jaggedy, less blocky it got, more realistic it got. Well, here, everyone was already looking pretty smooth and nice, and now it's just, like, improving upon that in a big way. So you don't directly notice it as much, but here's what I would recommend. If you have a game that is on both, and I don't know, maybe you're upgrading or something, like put in NBA on PS3 and NBA on PS4, and you'll notice the difference. Boot up, I don't know, a shooter, Black Ops 2 on PS3 and Killzone, and you'll notice the difference hugely. When I was at E3, the biggest sign that I was going to love next gen was when I saw the PS3 stands, the PS4 stands, and was like, holy crap, it really does look so much significantly better. It still does look better on its own, but I think you get used to it where you're like, this just looks fine. Because it feels like a natural evolution of the graphics. It's not like from 2D to 3D or from, you know, blocky sprites to pretty polygons. So that's something to take into account. I will say some games don't look as good as they should. Madden isn't as big of a graphical leap as I was hoping for. NBA Live doesn't look very good. Mostly, though, it looks really awesome. Let's see. Let's see. Cassidy asks, what does the touchpad do on the controller? I mentioned this a little bit earlier. Basically, so far, it's just been used for... In Killzone, you use it to control the owl. I haven't really seen exactly what else... This thing feels like it's going to fall. Don't fall. Please don't fall. So, in Killzone, it's used to control your owl, which is your drone, set its mode. I think some games it functions as, like, an extra button. I think that they're going to find better uses for it over time, and I think the best one is that Killzone way, which is, like, give you 4 extra directions, 4 extra buttons that feel really nice. It is very accurate. I never, like, swipe and, like, dang it, I went left. I meant down. No, it always goes the right way, so that's pretty cool. It's just not used a whole lot yet. I think they're still going to work out ways. I don't know if it's going to be, like... Sadly, I think it's going to be minimally used. More like 6-axis, like just for a small thing, a grenade throw here, a menu here. But if a game really invested itself, I think they could do some pretty cool things. Sometimes go out. I don't know. You can hear me, but there we go. I'm back. If you're just joining, I'm taking questions on Twitter, twitter.com/GhostRobo, hashtag AskGhost, and I'll find you. Let's see. Reese wants to know if I'm going to do an Xbox One PlayStation recommendation. Yes, after I get Xbox One and have a chance to really dive into that, I will be doing like a final take, what you should get for Christmas type video. And I'm also going to be doing a PlayStation 4 review sometime this weekend, I believe, and I have a very cool unboxing for you later today, so stay tuned for that. Let's see. T-Den wants to know, should I buy a PlayStation 4 now, or should I wait a bit? If you have the money, and you're excited, I would get it now. There's so many good games. Like I said, I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but there are so many good games, and I was worried about the launch. To be honest with you, I really was. Before the launch, I was talking to one of my friends, and like, this is shaping up to be really scary because I don't think there's going to be much to play, and they're brand new systems, which I'm really excited for, but not a whole lot of games, and let me tell you that I'm very happily surprised. I have too much to play. Resogun is something you can dive into, and that's free for everybody. Killzone is a decently meaty single player with great multiplayer. Knack, I've heard, is decently long. Like, NBA is really great. Need for Speed is a huge game. There's a lot to play, and some unique stuff as well. You know, if you want only exclusive, you're like, hey, I only want stuff that's available on PlayStation 4. You know, Knack, Killzone. Need for Speed is brand new, so I guess you can kind of count that. And then Resogun. There's also some free-to-play stuff that you can dive into if you just want more games. So like Blacklight Retribution is a free-to-play shooter. Warframe is a free-to-play shooter action game. DC Universe Online. There's a lot of good stuff in there that you can find to occupy your time. I don't think you're going to have a shortage of things to play. Now, should you wait because of bugs or things like that? I haven't experienced any bugs. I think it works like a charm. I think out of the box, it's a beautiful console, both in the way it works in terms of like graphics and hardware, and in the interface and the way that they set everything up. So I think if you're ready to dive in, you should dive in. Let's see. James wants to know, is it true that the PlayStation 4 has troubles connecting to PSN? Yes, but I don't think it's because of the PlayStation 4. I just think it's because the network is getting hit so freaking hard. Zane wants to know if the new Uncharted will be only for PlayStation 4. Yes, absolutely. Stone wants to know, what is sexier, white PS3 or the PS4? The PS4. The white PS3 is really, really beautiful, but the PlayStation 4 is probably the best looking system I own. And I own a lot of systems. And I think it's going to be the best one. It's just got something weird. Its flare is really cool. I don't know if it's a rhombus or parallelogram or what it is, but it's got like a slight... There's this slight separation between the two layers that looks really cool. You got to see it in person to really know. Watch my unboxing video where I move it all around. It's really pretty. Let's see. A lot of people asking if I like PS4 Xbox One better. I haven't played Xbox One in my house yet, so I don't know. I want to wait. I played both of them at E3 and events, but I want to wait until I have a real chance to dive in. Like, I spent so much time going through the menus and stuff, and that's important. It really factors into the console, and it's one thing to play a, 8-minute demo at E3. It's another thing to really dive in. So let me do that, and then I'll give you guys a great review. Juicebox asks, do you have to pay for online on PlayStation 4? In terms of like going and downloading games, no. But if you want to play multiplayer, yes. They've kind of hidden this fact from the public, I think, because it was a selling point for the PlayStation 3. Hey, free online. Now you have to pay for PlayStation Plus. So they kind of don't talk about that. But yes, if you want multiplayer, you do need PlayStation Plus. Every system should come with a free, I think it's a 30-day trial, and a $10 PSN gift card. So that's a great way to start out. But yeah, you are going to have to pay for online eventually if you want multiplayer. It's not like gold and silver on Xbox Live where, oh, you can't... I think you have access to everything except multiplayer, I think. That's the only thing behind the paywall. Let's see. Ross wants to know, what indie titles on PlayStation 4 am I looking forward to? The Witness is the one I want more than anything. I thought that was going to be a launch game, and I'm so sad it's not. Jonathan Blow's new game, he made Braid, which was an amazing downloadable game last generation. So The Witness looks really good. There's also there's a lot of good stuff. I can't remember the names. I could tell you like what they look like. I believe there's a new Cappy Games game that looks really good. There's a really spooky one revealed at Gamescom that I can't quite remember. I think it was made by the team who did... I don't want to say the wrong thing. There's a lot of good stuff though. Let's see. Leo wants to know if I think I'll be playing more games on PlayStation 4 over Xbox or Xbox One, multi-platform stuff. I'm going to have to wait and see, man. I'll know by next weekend, I think. For me, a lot of it also depends on ease of recording. And right now, PS4 is kind of a pain. I got it figured out pretty well. Xbox One is supposed to be really simple out of the box, and PlayStation 4 will be eventually. So that might not matter. In that case, it'll just be what controller I like better and which graphics I like better. Right now, PlayStation 4 is making a great case for itself. I thought before I got the PS4 that I'd for sure use Xbox One. I'm not so sure anymore. Xbox One is going to really have to bring it in order to convince me that that needs to be my platform of choice. Ultimately, you're going to have a platform of choice if you have both. It's sort of silly to spread yourself super thin, especially someone who does get competitive about achievements and stuff. I either want to really invest myself on trophies or really invest myself on achievements, and so we'll have to find out next weekend. Can you share a stream gameplay yet using the share button? Jonathan asks. Yes, you can. Right now you can upload screenshots, I think 15-second clips, and stream straight to Twitch or Ustream, which is really easy. The share button is right here on the controller. You just press it. It instantly brings up a menu. There's 3 little options, like game clip, screenshot, and stream, and boom, you can do it right away. The game clips, I believe, share to your profile page, and you can also send them to Facebook. And they look really good. It's really easy. It's a little bit tricky because it's just like your last 15 seconds. You're like, oh, the crab boss battle! Oh god, I want to share it. And you can't really like go back in time, at least I don't think. So, that's interesting. Adam wants to know if the PlayStation 4 has crashed. No crashes yet at all. Quinn wants to know, how will DLC from PS3 affect PS4? Well, you can't play any PS3 games on PS4, so stuff like The Last of Us, the DLC won't be able to carry over. You'll have to hold on to your PS3 if you want to play that Last of Us DLC. Jeanette says she loves the cute ghost picture in the corner. Yes, I added that little ghost guy the other day, which is pretty cool. Thank you. Spade wants to know if I'll be doing co-op with Jake. Yeah, we're playing some videos for today on PS4. Interesting question here from McChiba. When you go from the main menu instantly, do you have to have been on the game, or can you do it straight from power on? Oh, you're saying, like, can you jump right back into the game from power on? No, it doesn't, like, start up into the game. It starts up in the menu, and then you have to click the game, but the load time into the game is very small, much smaller, at least with, like, stuff like Killzone and Knack, much smaller than it was on PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360. Let's see. Lots of people asking about problems with HDMI. I've had no issues. Brendan, is Resogun worth buying? Well, you get it for free if you have PlayStation Plus, and everyone gets a free PlayStation Plus trial, so I think you should definitely get it. It's freaking free. Let's see. James wants to know, are the graphics really better than the previous generations? Yes. If you are a PC player who plays on Ultra with a brand new graphics card, you might be like, it's not that much better. If you are an Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, or normal PC user, you will be like, it looks so good. It does. Killzone is like, I'm constantly blown away by it still. You know, I'm on to like Chapter 6 now, and I'm really impressed. NBA even looks really good. My dad was impressed. My brothers are impressed. I think it's really, really good. Edward asked the same question about, are the graphics better? And yes, they absolutely are. A couple people asked about my shirt. My shirt is the Rookies, which is the PlayStation. Sorry, God, all about PlayStation right now. Pokemon X and Y, starting Pokemon. Froakie, Fennekin, Chessman, whatever. Does the console get hot? Not mine. Let's see. Molly Magic asked, does using physical discs copy over the same amount of data each time, or do they have their own separate slot? No, it will install, and then it appears on your bar. So, like, you have your cross-media bar that has, like, friends, profile settings, and then below you have a game app bar, so it'll have, like, your games and Netflix. It has all the games that are installed in the system, whether it's a disc or not, sort of like PlayStation Vita. If you've played one of those, they, like, install the game a little bit, and that's what this does. So, like, say I'm playing NBA, okay, and I'm like, hey, I want to play Madden. So, NBA will be at the front of the list in the games bar. Madden might be back here. As soon as I put Madden in, Madden jumps to the front of the list, and then you just click on it, and it jumps you in. There's a little disc icon that lets you know it's in the system, but yeah, it doesn't, like, reinstall every time, and I don't think it's, like, occupying space, so it's not like when it's in, it takes up 30 gigs, and when it's out, it takes up 10. I believe it takes up the same no matter what. Randy, whose birthday is today, happy birthday again, buddy. Should I buy a Wii U or a PS4? I love both Nintendo and Sony. This is an interesting question. I think it comes straight down to games. Obviously, the PS4 is a much more powerful system. Obviously, the Wii U has worse graphics, but there are some incredible games coming out for Wii U, and I can safely say that Nintendo's turned things around. Maybe not from sales, but from quality of games. Pikmin 3, Zombie U, Super Mario 3D World, The Wonderful 101, the upcoming Donkey Kong, Tropical Freeze game, eventually Mario Kart. Those are all strong titles, and in terms of straight-up reviews, you probably have better games on Wii U right now than PlayStation 4, just in terms of reviews. So it depends what you like. If you're really into Mario, if you're really into Pikmin, if you really want that Nintendo flair, I think the Wii U is a great purchase. Zelda Wind Waker is gorgeous if you haven't played that yet. And a lot of places are still selling that Zelda bundle for $250, and you're basically getting the system for $200, which is half the price of PlayStation 4. And that has to factor in. If you're not wanting to spend $400, if you're not able to spend $400, I think the Wii U is a great investment right now. It has a lot of good games, and you can totally occupy your entire holiday season with Pikmin and Zelda and Mario and be very, very happy. On the other hand, PlayStation 4 is really delivering, and I think you can't go wrong either way. Just look at the games. I mean, this is what I always used to do when I was younger and deciding between systems or whatever. Look at the games, circle the ones you want, find out which system has more games right now and the next 4 months. decided that way. That's how I decided between Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 at launch. I didn't get both those on launch day. I looked and I saw how many games of each, and what do I want more of? Let's see. A lot of people asking, am I going to do Infamous Second Son? Justin asked that. Yeah, I'm going to as soon as it comes out, March 21st, I think. Adam has a good question, which is, do I think that previous big games like Last of Us, they'll make PlayStation 4 versions of? This is something I think they could make a lot of money on, but I think it'll probably be digital. I think that Sony could do like a PS3 Greatest Hits, and for $29.99 you can download The Last of Us onto PlayStation 4. They are working on the Gaikai, it's emulation, it's not really backwards compatibility, it's more like streaming PS3 games. I don't know exactly how it's going to work, I don't know when it's coming, but yeah, I could see them selling up-res versions of their game. I mean, they basically tried that with Injustice. Injustice, the DC fighting game, does not look that much better. It's just a little bit crisper, a little bit cleaner, and hey, now it's on PS4. So I could see them doing that with a lot of games if the price is right. I think if they charge $60, it's kind of a ripoff. But then again, there are going to be people that have a PS4 that didn't have a PS3, and so they won't play The Last of Us, they won't play God of War unless they're re-released on PlayStation 4, and in that case, they could charge a lot. Some games like Grand Theft Auto 5, I think they could make an up-resed version. Like they did for Madden and NBA, but the difference is, like NBA 2K14 has new systems, new modes. Madden has new AI, so I'm not exactly sure how they're going to handle all of that. Let's see. Daniel wants to know if I'm excited for The Order. Yes, that's the Sony exclusive made by Santa Monica, and looks really cool. It's like 1800s / future. It's like old-timey people with futuristic guns fighting werewolves and crazy monsters, which I think is pretty awesome. Let's see. Cole wants to know, what do I do if I can't afford a PlayStation 4? Well, like I've said before, I think you're okay. Sure, it's very exciting that the new systems are out. Sure, it's great to play the new graphics, but if you can't afford one now, there are plenty of really good games available for current gen. Almost all the stuff you can get on current gen. Assassin's Creed 4, NBA 2K14, Lego Marvel Superheroes, Grand Theft Auto 5, what else? I'm totally blanking here, but Batman Arkham Origins. Most of the main games are on current gen. There's still going to be future releases on current gen. Everything from Dark Souls 2 to Titanfall is going to be on current gen. So in that case, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay until people really transition over, which I don't predict happening until next holiday. I think at that point you'll see companies start leaving Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. But right now, I think you're more than fine. If you can't afford one, sure, that's kind of a bummer, but don't feel too bad. Ramon wants to know if I think PlayStation Vita will serve as a controller for the PS4. Not as a controller. I think remote play could be cool. To be honest, I haven't tried it out. I'm going to do that today. It just doesn't appeal to me. Why would I want to play on the small screen when I can play on the big screen? Right now, they're having, I believe, issues with distance of how far it can go. If they can make it totally remote in the sense of, like, I can be outside and do it then, maybe, but when would I ever want to play on my PlayStation Vita instead of the TV? And maybe it's not a factor for me because I have my own TV, and if you don't, then your parents are watching, I don't know, some dumb TV show and you want to play. They're obsessed with Dancing with the Stars, and you're like, this sucks. Then it's kind of cool, but I don't see why I would want to transfer it down to a smaller screen. Let's see. Amanda asks, what is the main difference between the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One controllers? Which feels better and why? The biggest difference, I'll tell you, is the triggers and the sticks. The sticks on PlayStation 4 feel a lot better. The Xbox One ones are small, and I have small hands, and they still feel small. The sticks here are the best sticks I think I've ever played with. Still like the triggers better on Xbox One, I believe. You know, the analog stick placement, do you like the offset nature of Xbox, or do you like the sort of equal nature of PlayStation? That's something that factors in as well. Both controllers, though, are really good. They're more comparable than ever before. D-pads are good on both, buttons are good on both, bumpers are virtually kind of the same, triggers and sticks are the differences. I don't think you're really going to have a problem either way. I can't see someone complaining about these controllers. They're both pretty darn fantastic. Let's see, Anastasis Michael asked, is PS4 quick at loading cutscenes? Yes. I've played Killzone 4, like I said, 6 chapters, and I can't think of a loading moment. It fades to black after the chapter and then fades back in, but that's almost instantaneous. And there's no, like, loading. I have not run into any load points. There's never an instance where I'm like, oh, going down this hallway and it chugs, or oh, I'm going to this new door and so I have to open it up and it freezes. They do sometimes do animations to open doors rather than just you like going through the door, and I'm guessing they're hiding a little bit of loading there, but it's not noticeable whatsoever. You can't even tell. So no, load times have been, at least in what I've played, eliminated. Of course, multiplayer you're still going to load in, and there's some, you know, loads, I guess, again, starting stuff up, or like if you're starting a game with 2K14, you know, it loads in, but while I'm playing, like especially Killzone, I've been very impressed there hasn't been like hardly any load times. Let's see. Someone said, can I show you the Need for Speed cover? This is the Need for Speed Rivals cover, and I love that it's made by Ghost, or the Ghost Engine, or whatever this is. Ghost Engine, I think. It's a freaking sweet logo. This is a really, really fun game. It's really good. I think almost all the games have remote play. I'm trying to see if there's any... Okay, NBA 2K14 does not have remote play. Assassin's Creed 4 does. Lego Marvel does. Killzone does. Call of Duty Ghost does. Knack doesn't. Really? I thought Knack was one of the ones they showed it with. Battlefield 4 does. Again, I haven't really used it much, but if that's something you're into, I think it could be pretty good. Let's see. Luke asked a question kind of about PlayStation 4, but kind of about games in general. Would I have preferred a new IP from Naughty Dog instead of Uncharted 4? Yeah, I would like to see them go somewhere new, just because I've played 3 Uncharted games, and I know what that's all about. But if this gives them a chance to learn the system and kind of use this as their like practice game, fine, because then their next game, which will probably be a new IP, or The Last of Us 2, will be just much more incredible. So let them kind of test the waters with a known character, a known gameplay system, and learn all the intricacies of PlayStation 4, and then have them blow our minds next time around. I'm fine with that. If you're joining late, welcome. We're taking questions on Twitter, twitter.com/GhostRobo. Ask me anything about the PlayStation 4, answering all your questions as best as I possibly can. And thank you for joining. I do appreciate you being here. Let's see. You've got so many questions. More questions than I've ever had in a live stream. Let's see. David wants to know, what do I think of the new neon power in Infamous Second Son? A little bit weird. It seems just like a speed burst. I want them to really use the powers in different ways. So as lame as this would be, I would like for him to get a grass power or like a vine power, because then he could like use it as a whip to like suck guys in, or I don't know, something that would be different, because if every power is just like he fires fire or he fires smoke or he fires neon, that's not really different. It's just a palette swap. So I want them to have powers that really change his behaviors. And it looks like neon you can run across walls, which if that's the case, that's sweet. Run across the wall, jump off Mirror's Edge style, fire down. I'm fine with that. So I'm very excited for that game. I really can't wait. Let's see. Hyper always asks if you can upload straight to YouTube. I don't... Not like a full video. That I can for sure tell you that. Let's see. DC Universe is on the store, yes. Too fast. It is already on the store. You can download it now. Does the PlayStation 4 work with the Fight Stick? No. No current Fight Sticks work. No current accessories that I know of. Maybe there's some that would randomly work, but they're saying that no accessories work. Like, my headsets don't work. My Fight Stick, there's no compatibility right now. Danny wants to know if I think Xbox One will have more exclusive games over the next year or so than PlayStation 4. As of right now, yes. Sony has not really announced much. We've got The Order, Infamous, and Drive Club. I thought they'd announced a new exclusive at the place. I mean, Uncharted 4, I don't know when that's releasing. There's no release date. So stuff that's coming out in the next 6 months, those 3. Microsoft is bringing a little bit more heat with Titanfall, Quantum Break, Sunset Overdrive. You know, the Halo game coming, that kind of is the same boat as Uncharted. We don't really know when. My only concern right now for PlayStation 4 is big AAA exclusives. They have lots of indie exclusives, but really would like to see more AAA studio exclusives. I mean, like I said, The Order. Drive Club I don't even really count. That was supposed to be free when it came out the system. So, The Order, Infamous. What else is there? I mean, they could bring back God of War. Probably will. Uncharted, yeah, it's coming in the future. But where's The Last Guardian? Where's... I don't know. I think exclusives are going to be more of a premium this generation. So, like, less of them, I think. Just because everyone wants the most money, and the most money is putting your thing multi-platform. But I'm hoping that PlayStation can deliver some awesome exclusives. That would be really, really great. Let's see. NG wants to know, what downloadable games do I recommend? Well, right now there are only a couple. Resogun is by far the best, and you get that for free. So I would probably use your money on like Killzone or Knack or NBA or Need for Speed Rivals right now, because you can play Warframe for free, you can play Blacklight Retribution for free, you can play Resogun for free, you can play Contrast for free, you can play DC Universe for free. So you have a lot of options for free that you can download, and I would just get a bunch of free stuff and then buy a full game. Let's see. Aiden asks, the PlayStation 4 is worth the money. I mean, that's a question that you have to decide for yourself. $400 is a lot of money. I feel like it's worth it. I paid just as much or more for my graphics card on my PC than I did for the PlayStation 4. And with the PlayStation 4, I get a whole system, a controller, and some free PlayStation Plus games. So I'm more than happy with it. I think it really is good. A lot of people ask a question about, like, is Arkham Origins compatible with PlayStation 4? Is GTA? No games on PlayStation 3 are compatible with PlayStation 4 at this time at all. Big Man Kyle, is PlayStation Home on PS4? I don't think so. I haven't seen it. Let's see. Angel Lopez wants to know, how large is the day one update? I think it's 352 or 392 megabytes. Mine went super fast. I don't know if that's because I got it before the big rush, or if that's because what, but it literally downloaded in about 20 seconds for me. I think you'll get it fast no matter what. As long as you can connect to PlayStation Network, it should be a problem. Jaren asks, how quick was the setup for PS4? Very fast. Boot it on, you go through creating your profile, typical stuff, make your profile, decide if you're going to transfer over an account or whatnot, connect to Wi-Fi, and you're in and ready to go and can drop a game in instantly. Interesting question from Keisha here. How is the audio from the controller? Very interesting. There's a speaker right here on the controller that I didn't even know existed until I started playing Killzone, and I picked up an audio log, and it came out of the controller. It's very cool. It seems simple and sort of throwaway, but it's actually a really nice addition. To have the audio log come out of here, it feels a little bit more immersive. In Resogun, the computery voice talks to you here, like phase complete, level complete, save the humans, whatever they say, all comes out of the controller, which I think is pretty cool. I believe, I'm trying to think where else it's used. I don't know, just little sound effects. They sound pretty cool, and it's kind of a fun little thing. Again, it's sort of gimmicky, but it's pretty cool. Let's see. I currently have, if you can believe this, 500 questions waiting for me. TJ wants to know if there's any frame rate issues. I haven't seen any yet. Everything has been crystal clear and smooth to me on the games that I've played. Let me show you what I've played so far. I've played Resogun, Injustice, Madden, Need for Speed Rivals, Killzone Shadowfall, NBA 2K14, and Knack. I haven't played Ghosts, Battlefield, Lego Assassins yet, so I'm going to get to those today and probably post videos. If I had to recommend one game, I think Killzone's worth it. If you're not into shooters, if you're not, wanting a mature rated game, I think Need for Speed Rivals is super awesome. It looks gorgeous. It's really fun. It's a big game. And I think if you're a sports fan, NBA 2K14, they're really good. I'll be making a video reviewing all the games for you guys, so don't worry. Hassan Waffle wants to know, how do I convince my parents to buy me a PlayStation 4? Do a lot of chores, be very grateful, thank them a lot, give them hugs every time you go outside, and tell them that it's the only thing you want for Christmas and nothing more. CJ said, what is the best thing about the PlayStation 4? The best thing overall is just that it's all brand new. Of course, the suspend feature is the best feature, but overall, it's like a brand new awesome controller that's an improvement, brand new graphics that are an improvement, a brand new interface and menu system that's an improvement, brand new system that physically looks much cooler and sexier and better. It's just all better, and so we were at such a great place in gaming. Think about all the games that came out this year: Bioshock Infinite, The Last of Us, Grand Theft Auto 5, Dead Space 3, Devil May Cry, Injustice, all the indie stuff. A great place for gaming, right? Batman Arkham Origins, and just so much fun stuff that came out. I even enjoyed SimCity a lot, Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, Pikmin 3, Pokemon X and Y. Great year for gaming. And now we're just making all of that better. To me, that's the best part. We were at sort of the pinnacle I think, of where gaming's ever been. The best graphics, the best gameplay, the best stories. And now it just takes another leap, and that's just really, really cool. Is there anything that the DualShock 3 does better than the DualShock 4? Not that I can think. It is sort of weird not to have start and select. So options is basically the start button. That takes you like to all the menus. Share is not the select button. It does sharing. So you're kind of short about it in that sense, but I don't know when you really would have used it. It's just weird that they're titled options and share, because I hesitate for saying like start. Oh wait, I will say the only negative about this controller is that the options button is too close to the touchpad. Because to me, here's the deal: when you're using your left hand, this is going to seem really weird. When you're using your left hand, it's down here, and so when you bring it up to hit this, you're on the outside of the touchpad. When you're using your right hand, for me, it just feels like I'm more on the inside because I'm hitting these buttons and stuff. And so I go to click the touchpad. I use my right hand, right? Because you use your left hand to move your character, right hand for this. So a lot of times I'll miss the options button and hit the touchpad instead. I wish they would have spaced it out more. There's just nowhere to put it. Where else would you put that options button? There's nowhere to go. So that's the only complaint, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. It's just weird that it's not like down here or something. But the PS button's there. It kind of would have been cool if they put the share button down here and the options button here, but I don't know. Let's see. Still Alive wants to know, how much did your system and all the games cost altogether? Holy crap. Games are $60, systems $400, added up. I don't know. Let's see. How does the speaker sound, says Tristan. It's clearer than anything before. It's like the Wiimote has like a super insanely bad speaker in it. This is a good speaker. It sounds obviously worse than your TV speakers, but better than anything I've seen before. Let's see. Josh says, what do I think of all the current hardware failures with the PlayStation 4? I think it's inevitable. I think it can't be stopped. Any new big hardware launch on this large of a scale, millions and millions of units, something's going to go wrong. As long as it's not like the red ring of death, I think it's okay. Does it suck? Absolutely. Hopefully you can replace it fast. It extra sucks if there's supply limited. You know, if there's not an easy PS4 to go pick up, then that really sucks. Like, man, mine's broken. I waited for this, and now I have to wait for a place to repair it. That blows. So I do think it's unfortunate and sucky. I don't know how widespread it is. Obviously, if someone's PlayStation is working, they're not going to go on Twitter and rant about how it's working. They're only going to rant if it's broken. So it's probably a smaller issue than you're seeing. I wouldn't be afraid. I wouldn't be afraid to buy one because of that. I would venture to say out of all the millions of PlayStation 4s that are selling, 95 to 98% of them are probably perfectly fine. 99 even, I don't know. It's very small cases that something's wrong. Maybe 3%. I don't quote me on this, but I can't imagine it being very large. Let's say Michael wants to know, am I playing Titanfall on PS4, Xbox One? Well, it's an Xbox One exclusive, so I'll be playing it on Xbox One. Titanfall 1 is never coming to PlayStation 4. I've been saying this for months, and they confirmed it as well. So, nope, no backwards compatibility. A lot of people asking about that. No. Let's see. Tiger wants to know, what's better, Assassin's Creed on PS3 or PS4? It's basically the same game, but the graphics are noticeably better. Everything's crisper. Edward's face looks better, which I'm definitely happy about because I thought he looked like a total goofball in the current gen version. But the game itself, the gameplay is basically the same. It's just a little bit, sorry, a little bit prettier. I've been uploading. I've been trying to upload like videos every half hour in the afternoons and evenings, so I've been up late and sleepy. Let's see. Dean is asking me to continue Pokemon. Yes, I just want to dedicate this weekend to PlayStation 4, and I'll get back to the other series. I just thought I had to dedicate to PlayStation 4, right? It came back out, or came out for the first time, and why the heck not? Let's see. Edward wants to know if the consoles are really different or is it just what you prefer. I think it's going to be a lot more what you prefer. Granted, I'll have a lot more to say next weekend when the Xbox One comes out. I do think it's a lot about games. You know, are you more into Killzone and Knack? Are you more into Dead Rising and Rise? What do you like better? What seems to float your boat better? Whatever. Let's see. Osai asks, is it worth going digital? I think it could be. Now, me personally, I like having stuff on my shelf. I like having a collection to display. That's just the kind of person I am. But it is cool to have all your games on your system. I will warn you, though, that your 500 gigabyte hard drive is going to fill up fast. Downloadable games aren't that big, but the full games, like Killzone, is around 50. that stuff is going to take space. And when you get 10 to 15 games on there, you're going to be full. If you plan on getting a lot of games, you're going to have to get some as discs or upgrade the hard drive or something. Let's see. Trevor wants to know if I'll do an unboxing. I already did. It's on my channel. So far, I've covered Knack, Killzone, the interface, Killzone multiplayer, my top 5 features, and the unboxing. All that stuff is on my channel, and Resogun. I'll be doing Need for Speed, Battlefield, Call of Duty, NBA, and Injustice later, maybe more. I have so much to get to. Plus, like I said, I have a cool unboxing today that you probably don't expect. So I'm going to do that this evening. Diogo asked, does the light on the controller reflect on the TV and bother me? No, it doesn't. It's pretty bright, like if you're like, but it doesn't really reflect on the TV. I haven't noticed that at all. Maybe if you have a really shiny glass plate over your TV and it's like a black screen on the game, but when the game's playing, you can't tell at all. It's not like a beam, it's just more like a, it's like a flat light, if that makes any sense. I don't know. It's not like projecting in any way. Let's see. Volcano Gamer wants to know if Resogun is co-op. I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Sniping Fail asked, do I think Titanfall will be released for PlayStation 4 by the end of next year, if at all? No, it's been confirmed that Titanfall 1 is not ever going to be on PlayStation 4. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. A lot of people asking, what game am I enjoying most so far? Killzone is what I'm enjoying most so far. I think it's so pretty. I like that it's open-ended. It's not like open world or anything. It's still a linear game, but it's not like corridors. You can kind of wander around. You can kind of get lost, and some people are like, this sucks, I don't know where to go. I kind of like getting lost. It's weird in a shooter to get lost, but there's a lot of environment to explore. It's so pretty. It controls like a charm. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Let's see. A lot of people asking what games do I currently have. Again, let me show you my stack. Unfortunately, or just it is what it is, there's hardly anything coming out for PlayStation 4 in December, January, and February. March is the next big month, really, where we're going to get Titanfall for Xbox, Infamous for PS4, and possibly Destiny as well. Right now, this is what I have. Knack, NBA, Killzone, Battlefield, Call of Duty, Lego Marvel, Assassin's Creed, Need for Speed, and Madden, and Resogun. And I don't think I'm going to get any more right now because that's a lot. And there's not really anything. There's going to be a little drought. There always is after consoles launch. Infamous was going to make things really nice in February. It sort of sucks they delayed it. I'm not sure why. But yeah, there's going to be a drought for the next few months. But there's enough stuff here, like I said, to really carry you through. Plus, there's still going to be games coming out for current consoles. Don't forget that. Did I freeze? If I froze, I'm so sorry. Let's see. Not so Super Sam asked, do I think Nintendo is going to struggle this Christmas? I think they're going to do okay. Next Friday, against the Xbox One, they've got new Super Mario 3D World for Wii U and Zelda: A Link Between Worlds for 3DS. Those games are going to be mega sellers, huge, insane sellers, and they're both reviewing so good. They're probably going to be the best reviewed games of the year. And in that case, holy crap, they've got 2 massive titles, and all you really need is like one killer title to push hardware. Pokemon and Zelda are going to sell so many 3DSs this Christmas. Maybe even the 2DS. And the Wii U should pick up a little bit, I think. Now with Zelda and Pikmin and Wonderful 101 and Zombie U and Nintendo Land and New Super Mario Bros. U and now Super Mario 3D World, I think they're going to be in good shape this holiday season. I don't really fear for a doom and gloom scenario for them, especially with the handheld stuff. Man, Zelda and Pokemon are going to just smash those sales numbers. I just can feel it. I know it. The games are good, and the hardware is really, it's been strong this whole year, and it's going to continue being super strong. Let's see. A couple people asking if I'm going to play games on PC or PS4. I will do console whenever I can, especially now that the consoles look so good. Why would I play on PC? I'm more of a console person. I'm more of a controller person. I like achievements. I like trophies. I like popping it in. I like playing on my TV. I like sitting back. So, yeah, now that they look just as good as the best PCs for the most part, right now, I'm going to be playing a lot on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. A couple people asking again, how many gigabytes does the PS4 come with? This is from Creed Infinite. 500 is what you start off with. And a few of those are, of course, used by the operating system. And then games eat it away very, very quickly. Not so quick, you're like, holy crap, I need a new one, but more than I would like. Let's just say that. I'm going to have to upgrade the hard drive at some point in the next year, for sure. Probably next 6 to 8 months. Let's see. A couple people asking, like, how fast is my internet connection? So the reason I don't give you guys, like, set times on how long stuff takes is because my internet's really fast. I have to have it be really fast to upload videos to YouTube. So I have, like, something like 30, 40 down and, like, 25-ish up, which is really fast, and I need that for YouTube, otherwise I wouldn't have it. And so I don't like to give set times because I know my internet is sort of like crazy, way too fast. Let's see. Justin wants to know if there's any key future games I'm looking forward to on PS4. Mainly Infamous. I am looking forward to The Order. I just don't know what else there is. Destiny will be interesting to see because I really want that game a lot. Will I get it on Xbox One? Will I get it on PlayStation 4? You know, that'll be interesting because by that point the systems will have been out for about 4 or 5 months, and to really find out where am I going to go with my multi-platform titles, that'll be pretty cool. Let's zoom forward here. Abhi Reflection wants to know, what would I rate the PS4 on a scale of 1 to 10? I'm going to make a full review, so I don't really want to give my full answer now. I kind of got to think about things. Right now, though, it's way good. It's a lot better than I even expected. Let's see. Zeppelin wants to know if I think there's going to be any price drop for the PS4 next year. I could see them dropping the price by next holiday. I don't think any time before then, unless sales are really crappy. If sales are really crappy, maybe this summer they go down to like $350. They can't sell that box for $299, so that's not going to happen. Maybe $350 if sales are bad by summer, or $350 by next holiday. I can't see them going any lower. I could see Xbox One dropping to, try and match PlayStation 4, but I don't think PS4. Let's see. Giovanni wants to know, how much does the PlayStation 4 improve a game's immersion or mechanics? Does it only bring fancy graphics? Well, like I said, some of the small features, the touchpad, the microphone, the speaker on the controller really do help the immersion. The visuals themselves help the immersion. Also, the fast speeds of everything makes it more like really in your face consistently. So there's not a lot of load times, there's not a lot of downtime. It's just like, hey, I want to play PlayStation 4, boom, boot it up, put the disc in, let's go. And like, that is very cool. Does it build the immersion? No, there's not like flying particles coming at you. But I've always felt, and I still feel, that the better the graphics are, the more immersive the game feels. Something like Killzone, like, I'm totally absorbed, I don't want to look away. That space level early on, if you've watched my walkthrough, there's a space level in Chapter 3. It was really, really cool, and just, some moments I wasn't even talking during the videos because I was just like looking around, and the games that look good are impressive enough looking that it will really captivate you. I really believe that. Yes, there is a party system on PlayStation. A lot of people ask about that. Yeah, you can party up, I believe. I haven't done it yet, but there's an option for it. There's like a party thing. Forrest wants to know if I fear the Red Ring of Death could return with Xbox One. No, I'm not worried about that. If anybody was going to have a smooth hardware launch, it's going to be Microsoft. They learned their lesson so bad last time, $billion-plus fiasco for them, so that's not going to happen. I think it's going to be fine. I don't think you have anything to worry about with that. Let's see. Let's see. Adil wants to know, can I believe the reviews Knack have been getting? I think the reviews have been overly harsh on all the games for the most part. And I'm not really sure why. I know a lot of them were reviewed like at events and stuff, but I'm very harsh. I'm a pretty harsh critic. Like I dock things down lower scores than most people do. And for me, I'm really enjoying the games. I'm enjoying Killzone. I'm even enjoying Knack much more than I thought I would. I thought this would be to be honest, I thought it would be pretty blah. It's really pretty. It's fun so far. I can see it getting repetitive, but it does have co-op play. And so far, it's pretty exciting. You have to know what you're getting into, though. Do you want this to be like a new experience? I think some people mistaken the fact that this is a new generation and then want new kinds of games. We're not there yet. These are still the games you would play on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 with prettier graphics and better controls. They're not new kinds of games yet. Maybe we'll see that with Destiny. Maybe we'll see that with Titanfall when they experiment with sort of always online or MMO mixed with shooter, RPG, Borderlands type stuff. Right now, these are the same kind of games with improved visuals, and you have to know that launch games are not going to be the best games. They're not going to deliver the perfect games at launch. It's going to be a little bit weaker than what you're going to get 5 years down the road. I think maybe what's clouding people's judgment right now, and this is just my opinion, I could be wrong, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. They can like or not like, that's fine, but maybe because we've had so many good games this year that Xbox 360 and PS3 are at their absolute peak with BioShock and Last of Us and Halo 4 recently, all that stuff. People are like, oh, these games are letdowns. But you have to remember this is a brand new system, a brand new generation. It's like resetting things. So compare Knack and Killzone to Cameo and Perfect Dark. Compare these to Resistance 1 and Genji. I think they're way better, personally. Will Knack go down as one of the best games on PlayStation 4? No. Will Killzone go down as one of the best games on PlayStation 4? I think it's really... This is the one I'm surprised about. I don't know how you can give this a 5. Maybe it gets horrible at the end and I'm going to be crying, but right now it's a lot of fun. Multiplayer is so cool too. I love the Warzone mode where it mixes up all the match types in a row. I think that's really cool. I don't know why this would score low. Is it a revolutionary experience? No. Is it a heck of a lot better than Call of Duty Ghosts and Battlefield 4's campaign? Oh my god, yes. I would play this over them any day. I like the Battlefield 4 campaign. I hated the Call of Duty Ghosts campaign. This one beats them both by a lot. I don't see how you can give Ghosts a 7.5 and give this a 5 or a 6. That's... If you watch my walkthrough, the single player here is way better. It's much more open. It's spacious. The guns feel good. There's momentum to killing guys. The physics on the Hellgas when they die is great. The drone is a cool addition. I'm shocked that the game scored as low as they could. I can see it from Knack. I can see people getting bored by this. You can't really get into the kiddie graphics. You can't really get into the kiddie story. Okay. Me personally, I like Pixar. I like fun stuff. It's pretty fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm excited to see where it goes. If it gets boring after a few hours, I'll drop my score. But Killzone, I'm surprised it's getting so low of reviews. Let's see. Allegro wants to know, how responsive is the console on a whole? It's very responsive. Everything works good, turns on fast. It turns off a little slow. I will say that. There's a little delay in turning it off, which is weird. It's not an issue. You can turn it off and leave, so whatever. But for me, when I'm looking to unplug it or switch systems because I need to record something else, I wish it turned off faster. But no, it's fine. Someone asked a long time ago, Nate asked, what would I do to make the PlayStation 4 better? If they could have made it a little bit smaller, I think that would have been awesome. It's a great size, though. It really is, but I think a little smaller would have been really cool. I don't know. Just how Apple is kind of like iPad mini, shrinking stuff down, small is pretty awesome. But I really don't have any complaints about it right now. Like I said, the interface is so much improved, and I'm looking forward to see what Xbox did. Xbox has a chance to really, being first is great because you get to wow everybody and blow people away. But now that people have played the PlayStation 4, with the Xbox One coming out a week later, that's a disadvantage in that, yeah, it doesn't have the initial wow factor. But if it's better, then that's huge for them because it's like we've experienced PlayStation 4. Wow, they did this better. They did this differently. They did this faster. Or if it's worse, that's going to be really noticeable. So either way, we're going to really be able to tell, what is the real Xbox One? Because now that we've experienced PS4, I think that a lot of, if you have both systems, or if you played both, or you're a reviewer of both, the wow factor wears away. And so in some ways, that takes a little bit of the luster away from Xbox One because you're not going to be as blown away by the graphics, as blown away by the game suspend pause feature. But you'll be able to really realize which one is better or worse because they're releasing so close to each other and tell which system is truly the one to go after if you want to buy one of these brand new hardcore boxes. Let's see. Can you play PS4 with PS3 friends? No, you can't. There's no cross console play. Let's see. Leo wants to know if you had to pick 3 games on PS4, which you pick. I'm going to be making a video later on my absolute favorite games with a little bit more detail, so stay tuned for that. A couple people asking about graphics between the two systems. I don't think there's going to be much of a difference. I know some people are like, oh my god, 720p, 1080p, blah. I think they're both going to look really fantastic. It'll be interesting when I get the Xbox One to compare side to side. Like, I might get one game on both. So, like, NBA 2K14, what's it look like on Xbox? What's it looks like on PS? Call of Duty Ghosts, what's it look like? And see there. I think they're going to be close. I think there will be a little difference just because they're totally different boxes, totally different architecture, totally different hardware inside. So in that sense, it'll be a little bit different. But like large scale, better or worse? No, I think it's just gonna be like, oh, this one's a little darker, this one's a little lighter. Oh, this one has a little bit better textures, but a little bit worse lighting. I don't know, stuff like that. PS4 is the stronger system, but I don't think that the difference between the visuals is going to be very noticeable, especially early on. Maybe later, you know, Final Fantasy 15 looks incredible. I don't know, but right now I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Take a couple more here. So many questions. Thank you guys. You've all been great. I appreciate all your support on the PlayStation videos. I couldn't do it without you. I really couldn't. I really couldn't dedicate my days to making these videos and trying to get uploads up for you. If you guys didn't show so much love and support, I owe so much to you guys, so much gratitude and thanks. And I try to repay you guys with just epic content and fast delivery. I've really been trying to pump out the videos. I think we've done 22 videos in the last 2 days or something like that. So I've got more coming today, so don't worry. This isn't just the end of the day. As soon as this live stream's over, I'm going to start the upload train again, and there will be a lot to go. So let's take a few more questions. Scott wants to know if I think the Wii U will compete with the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. From a hardware graphics standpoint, no siree. But stuff like Super Mario 3D World still looks great. And for the kind of games that Nintendo knows how to do, they nail them. Donkey Kong plays amazing. I was really impressed at E3. Mario Kart is the best playing Mario Kart I've played. Impressed at E3. Super Mario 3D World looks great. Amazing hype. Beautiful game. Played great at E3. They know how to do things the right way. Are they going to have the best visuals on Battlefield 5? Are they going to look comparable on Batman? No. But can they do what they do well? Yes. Can they create quality games? Yes. Could they make the best games of this generation? Yes. People are saying, I don't count Wii U as this next generation. And I guess from a standpoint of like the next generation, when people talk about it, they don't. Like when I talk about next generation, I'm talking to you guys about PS4 and Xbox One. But as soon as Xbox One comes out, and it's not next generation anymore, it's this generation, the Wii U is part of that. Now, it's more of a last generation box hardware-wise, but that doesn't mean that the games they're making can't be better games or comparable games. It's all what you want. It's all preference. You know, are you going to like... Let's just say Destiny was coming out on Wii U. Sure, it's going to look better, play better on Xbox One and PlayStation 4, but exclusives, you might like them better on the Wii U. If it's half the price, you might like the Wii U. The graphical difference is big, but not so huge. It's not like N64 to Xbox One. You know, it's not like a 3-generation gap. It's a generation gap, but they're figuring out how to do things to make their graphics appear very, very good. So, can they do the most realistic faces? No. Can they do super crisp, colorful, vibrant Mario worlds? Abso-freaking-lutely. That game looks beautiful. And that stands out. Like, hey, you can make a game like Journey look beautiful without realistic graphics. You can make a game like Zelda Wind Waker look beautiful without realistic graphics. You can make Mario be shining without realistic 1080p graphics. So I think they can compete. I don't think they can compete in the media. I think they're going to get blasted. But I think that their games will prove that they still can do a good job, and it's still worth owning that system. Have I heard anything about a slim PS4? No. Do I think they'll do it eventually? Probably. Great way to make money. Let's see. When do the new indies start to come out? I'm not sure. I thought there'd be more at launch, but I'm guessing into the next year, probably. I don't know if anything will really release in December. It's a slow month for games in general, and then also the next-gen stuff doesn't really have much. Someone cussing me out for not answering their question, that's a great way to get me to answer it. Nope. Ben wants to know if I'm excited for Transistor. Yes, this is the new game from the people, Supergiant Games, who did Bastion. I played it at PAX Boston. It was fun. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. Jumping forward. I have experienced no lag, no problems. All my stuff has been great so far. Let's take 3 more questions. 3 more questions. My Twitter feed is frozen. So many responses. Literally, I'm going to reboot it. Literally at least almost 2,000 responses in the last hour. Whew, I got to get back to recording videos for you guys. I want to show off Battlefield. I want to show off Need for Speed and some other stuff. Let's see. This is a good question. Should I get Call of Duty Ghost or Battlefield 4? For single player, Battlefield 4. Multiplayer is just what do you like? Do you like the fast-paced nature of Call of Duty, smaller maps, no vehicles, or do you like big, epic levolution and vehicles? I think it's a lot about preference. Battlefield 4 definitely looks better. I think the guns feel better in Battlefield 4, but if you're a Call of Duty guy, you'll probably like Ghost better. Let's see. David wants to know which one I'm looking forward to more, Dying Light or Watch Dogs. Probably Dying Light, and that's probably bad because Dead Island was Riptide was such a letdown. I'm fingers crossed they can do something amazing. I've heard that people who've actually played it are like it's basically just Dead Island. And if that's the case, blah. I hope it's going to be good. I was worried that Watch Dogs was basically going to be like Assassin's Creed in the future, or like a watered-down GTA. It looked like you did the same thing over and over again, like track people and hack. And hacking is cool to say, but when it's just like hold the circle button, that's not very fun. So I hope that this big delay gives them time to really invest and make the game all it can be. Let's see. Shankum Shelley wants someone to do a playthrough in Destiny. Absolutely can't wait for that one. Oh, great question from Blake here. I know I'm doing more than 3, but just you guys are asking good questions. Are there any customizable options for the PlayStation 4 home screen? So, no, you can't change the wallpaper, which is weird. They specifically said they didn't want that, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because they wanted to create the clean aesthetic. It is very clean, it's very crisp, but PCs and all past console, well, the 2 past consoles, you could change the wallpaper, so I don't know what that's about. Maybe they will in the future. Right now you can't, though. You can change your avatar. It does look really crisp and clean, though. Maybe that's what they're going for. Just a totally clean, totally modern look, and keep things simple, and keep the interface as snappy as possible. Don't have to load anything different. And if that's the case, I'm fine with it. I'd rather have speed and shine than a cool wallpaper. I mean, I'm okay with that. Shading wants to know how does the controller feel, natural or awkward? It's so natural, it's really good. It takes a little while to get used to, just because it's different, but once you do it, it feels really, really good. Really, really good. Let's see, I'll do a couple more. The Dark Horse says, what do I think of The Witcher 3? Are you going to play it on PC or PS4? I'm going to play it on console. I will be playing on console. I'm excited. I didn't really get into The Witcher 2 because my PC couldn't really handle it and record it at the same time, so I sort of stopped that. But I'm excited to jump into Witcher 3, especially since it seems like they're expanding the game and kind of refining the combat and doing some good things. Let's see. Toby wants to know, which do I like better so far, PS4 or Xbox One controller? It's so hard. I like the sticks better on PS4. I still like the button placement better on Xbox One. So give me a week to try out both systems, and then I'll let you know. I'll make a big comparison probably next weekend, Xbox One versus PS4, like final verdict and stuff like that. Once I get that system and take care of it. Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, good question. We'll end on this one. Josh wants to know, who do I think will win the shooter battle? Killzone on PS4 or Titanfall? Or Battlefield or Call of Duty. I think Titanfall is going to be a insane revolution. I've never heard such consistent praise for a game. I've never heard such consistent hype. I've never heard every game journalist and website rushing to play the game. It seems like it's incredible. Everyone I've heard says it plays great, it feels great, they just want to play more. So I think that is going to be the game to rock the gaming world next year. And it's only on Xbox One. This is where Xbox One could have a huge advantage. Sure, it's on PC, but in terms of PS4 and Xbox One, if Titanfall starts getting a lot of hype, if Titanfall is getting great reviews, if Titanfall is like, is this the next Call of Duty, from the creators of the best Call of Duties, that could really shake things. You know, there are games that define generations. Like stuff like Halo 2 is a huge win for Xbox at the end of that life cycle, and Titanfall could be a real game changer at the beginning of this cycle. If Titanfall is great, will it kill a PS4? No. Will it even boost the Xbox One to victory? No. Could it really, though, change the momentum? Absolutely. I still think right now PS4 is momentum. It'll be interesting to see how things go after next week. But if momentum sort of stays on the side of PS4 even all the way through March, I think Titanfall could really rock that boat. I think that's a big, big game, and I do predict that Titanfall will be the best shooter of the first year between the ones that you mentioned and I mentioned. All right, one more question because you guys are awesome. Papa J wants to know, what game are you most excited for this year? Don't hate me for this. I'm really the most excited for Super Mario 3D World. I can't wait to play that game and bring it to you guys. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. I know it's not everybody's thing. I've loved Mario since I was 4 years old when I started playing the original NES, and I will, I think, always love Mario. And anytime a 3D Mario comes out, I'm ecstatic. Not the biggest fan of the 2D Marios, but the 3D ones are, that's my thing. So I'm really excited for that, and I'll be bringing you guys tons of great stuff. I'll be covering the Xbox One just as much as the PlayStation 4, so you can expect impressions and gameplay and walkthroughs and interface and best features and best games. I have much more to do on the PS4. Don't think we're done yet. Like I said, Battlefield, I want to show you guys, Need for Speed, NBA, some dual-com stuff with my brother about the PS4, a review of the PlayStation 4, the best games on the PlayStation 4. There's still a lot more to come, and don't worry if you're a fan of some older series, those will continue. I just really wanted to dedicate this entire weekend to PlayStation 4. Hope you can understand. Thank you guys so much for joining. This has been an epic live stream. I think I got more tweets in the last hour and a half than I have ever before. I hope you guys really had a lot of fun. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sticking in it and just being awesome fans. You guys have been great. Keep those like buttons coming. It helps so much. You might think it's just a stupid thing, but if you click that like button, add your favorites, leave a little comment, it really helps me keep going, helps me make you guys more videos, and do my best to bring you the best content on YouTube. That's always my goal. I'm trying to cover the PS4 and Xbox One the best out of anybody. So thank you for your support. I'll keep it coming to you as fast as I can. We'll do another live stream soon. Definitely one for the Xbox One next Saturday. And then I'm hoping to get some game streams up soon. I've always wanted to do. I just wanted to kind of get all these PS4 videos out ASAP to bring you guys the content and show you what's going on in this brand new world of gaming. So PS4 is awesome so far. Stay tuned for the full review. I love it. I recommend it. It's great. I'm more impressed than I thought I'd be. So that's a very good sign. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks for sticking with me live and asking all the great questions. If you're watching this after it was live, well, hello and thank you. Hope you got something out of it as well. Stay tuned for more Killzone, Knack, Battlefield, special unboxing, some really good stuff later today and the rest of this weekend. Hope you guys have fun. Thank you so much. Again, drink some hot chocolate. Love you all. Mwah! Till next time, guys and girls, have a fantastic day. Drink some hot chocolate, and we will see you all later. Alright, now I don't know if it's over. Now I don't know if it's over. Now I don't know if it's over, and I have to stop it. Bow-dow-dow-dow. Bow-dow-dow. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Whoop. Bye.